Welcome to the creepy parlor, where we delve into the dark side with an undercurrent of light-hearted fun. Our discussions will explore gothic, macabre, or creepy topics. The first Tuesday of every month, we will host a haunted happy hour where you can join us for a group conversation that focuses on ghosts, weird events, urban legends, and more. Here at the Creepy Parlor, our subject matter may be spooky, but our spirits are high. You can catch the Creepy Parlor every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, only on WLFE DB Radio.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Creepy Parlor. I'm Genevieve, and I am super excited to be your ghostess for the evening. We are the first Tuesday of the month. We have our haunted happy hour this evening, and I'm thrilled that my dear friends Robin, Joan, and Dom are joining us tonight. For those of you who've not joined us before, Robin, Joan, and Dom were both founding members of our haunted happy hour that we run through Jersey Shore Ghost Tours. So it's going to be exceptionally exciting to have them here talking about paranormal investigations tonight. So without any more delay, let's bring them on here to say hi. Hello. Hello.
What's happening, friends?
Do you guys want to give a little quick introduction to yourselves? What's the proper word there? I couldn't.
Allie, what's up?
Hey, Tom. Hi, Chanel.
Chanel.
Hi, Tom, Chanel, April, Jillian,
Jillian, of course.
Patricia.
April. We have to say hi to Dom's mom, Patricia.
Yes.
Hello. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. So, Robin Joan, tell us a little bit about your paranormal investigation experience.
Okay. We just want to tell you some of our team members might join us. So if you see somebody on stage, Beth and Les Riley, they're the founding members of the team that we belong to.
Tampa Bay Spirits,
based here in Tampa Bay. Before we joined them, we had our own investigation team and had investigated for lots of years, but it was a family team, and after a while, we figured we needed a little bit more help than just us. So I've been seeing and hearing things since I was a child. And when we first got married, one of the first things we did was we went looking for UFOs in Arizona.
Perfect.
there weren't any ghosts on them.
See?
Nice.
We love our
Stormbringer.
We and then our first apartment, that's our dog. Sorry about that. It's a living dog.
It's a living dog, a real dog. Yeah.
In our first apartment, we had company in the apartment. Let's say cabinet doors would open and close.
Did we even order spaghetti that night?
No. One night the cabinet doors opened up and spaghetti came out of the box by itself and floated to the middle of the room and then dropped.
Interesting. I have a story about that in a second, but let's just let Dom tell us a little bit about his paranormal investigations, and then we'll come back to that.
Well, first I want to say to Rob, I love your New England Buccaneers shirt.
Yeah, there you go.
Tom Brady, baby. Yeah. Just paranormal investigations. I've dealt with teams and stuff like that, and then I kind of just started doing things on my own. It takes a lot of studying, a lot of time on your own, learning the material, not so much the scientific equipment as far as what they do, but like when it comes back down to natural, as far as like pure EVP, scrying is my favorite thing to do. Meditation is great, and just kind of walking in the dark by yourself to kind of see the darker than dark things that are there. It's kind of amazing. And then just like you just take your natural feeling as you go. It's a tough one to explain, and it would take Kenny Biddle to explain this one. And happy birthday yesterday. My
Yeah,
good.
happy birthday.
But yeah, no, it's just something that I've always loved. I've looked into, and it'll always be a part of my life.
Awesome. So I am not personally a paranormal investigator. I went on 1 or 2 investigations in my life, but they were very well, one of them was at a haunted cemetery in Matawan, and the reason why I went on that tour specifically was because I wanted to be able to walk in the cemetery at night and not get in trouble. But it's incredibly haunted, and it's a beautiful cemetery. But anyway, so how long have you been doing this, guys? Did you say that already? Did I miss that part?
How long have we been
investigating?
Professionally investigating? And over 15 years, but really more like 40 something years that we've been investigating.
Wow.
Going out and
doing stuff on our
own. And then over 15 years helping people.
We didn't really walk into anything either.
to Tom's comments.
No, I know that, but we didn't have that experience.
We've been doing time over 40 years investigating stuff, starting with what it was in our apartment. And for anyone that's interested in investigating, there's lots of books out there to read. And it's good to know stuff about plumbing and electricity, because people often think that regular plumbing problems and electrical problems are ghosts, and it isn't.
Yeah.
So,
and Dom, how long have you been doing this?
Well, I can't say all my life, and I'm not a professional, because I do it because I want to do it, and I've helped people, like, honestly, like exorcisms on houses and stuff like that. I've done, but I didn't do it in any kind of religious way. I did it my way. But I'm no pro at it, because I can't say like I know everything about it. Like, technically at times I'm a skeptic, and you have to understand, like, you have to research the people before you go into things like this. You have to research the area, make sure you can debunk everything first. But I don't know. I can't say I've done it all my life, but I've done it all my life, and I've loved the ghosts and stuff all my life. Like, just laying in a bed and you could see things going by, and you just watch them, and it's like, all right, there's things darker than the dark, and there's things that floating by, and you can hear things in your ears and stuff like that talking to you. So I don't know if that makes you a sensitive and stuff like that. I'm no pro, but I know I've seen some things, and I've researched things, and I've experienced it. So it is what it is.
Well, that does make you an investigator. You're looking into things, you're researching things. That's part of it. I mean, I'm like I said, I'm not really an investigator, but I'm fascinated by it. And I do a ton of research for my ghost tours. And I've got, like, I have my little ghost meters and stuff like that. I know you guys, we laugh about my ghost radar app on my phone.
Yeah, it's bad. Steve Barry said professionally literally means you're paid for it. And he's right. That is what it literally means. And we do not charge.
Not get paid. Believe us. We don't get paid for it.
But I meant it in the general sense of actually having, people ask us to come to their house. And
so more like not professional, more like what's the word I'm thinking of? Well-versed and I guess like a resource for people.
Seasoned.
Seasoned.
But I agree with them that they are pro, because they have a team. They have a structured program, what they do. Like, they are like professionals at it. So they know what they're doing. That's why, like, I'm not that. I don't have a team. I don't want a team. See, on my end, the more people I bring in, it's more like of a hassle. Like, they'll run out of rooms. I brought people in houses. They'll run out of rooms. They'll sit on porches. I'm not going back in the house. Why are you here?
Why are you here? Yeah.
Why are you here? Exactly.
We see that all the time.
We see that on the TV shows.
And
we're like, why are you doing this?
The first thing that happens is, okay, let's pack it up and leave.
Toward the noise. You don't run away from it.
Don't run, dude.
I think it's more of like the factor that they're curious and they don't believe until they are like, yeah, all right, I can't explain that, and you're crazy, you could go in the house. And I'm like, okay, I'll go in the house by
We'll
myself.
feed you to the ghost.
Right. And they'll be outside waiting to crack me a beer when I'm done. It's
Well,
straight
that's
up.
valuable.
I mean,
That's helpful.
yeah, I know. So it's like they become catering right away.
Well, what I did want to say is I think that in order to be able to investigate properly, you have to be a skeptic. Okay.
Yes.
Right.
You don't want someone going in there that everything they see is a ghost, or think everything is a ghost, because everything isn't. You want to explain, you want to find out what's going on, the best of your ability, the best that you can, And if it's something that can be explained, that's a natural thing and not a paranormal thing, then you need to be able to tell people that's a natural thing. And I want to come visit. I do want to investigate Jillian's house so badly.
Yeah.
I could vouch for my mom too. She goes, her first ghost was at 16. I believe a lot of my ghost experiences is wanting to be a part of this is because of like what she got to experience. Like she's got some crazy stories, man.
I think she told one of those stories in our happy hour.
It's a possibility.
I think she did. We'll have to have her back in the happy hour so you can fix her lighting for her.
Yeah, okay.
But just real quick, guys, I'm running the banner down at the bottom. It's facebook.com Haunted Happy Hour. That's our group. We meet every other Thursday via Zoom. It's not a televised meeting, so it's nice and candid, I guess. Is that the word I'm looking for? But it's a really great group. If I do say so myself, we've made a lot of awesome friends and a lot of good support and interesting conversations. So just a little plug for us down there.
Family, Jen. It's called family. Genevieve.
Family. Absolutely. So back to the skeptic stuff. I mean, I consider myself to be a skeptical believer.
Yep, me too.
So this is very similar. I want to make sure that I put that I lay to rest any actual normal physical reason before I believe that something's a ghost.
Well, and
or paranormal.
Yeah, I think too that everyone that is an experiencer, you immediately think, what was that? You want to think it's anything but an energy or a spirit or whatever, and so you go through all these different things until you finally come to, well, maybe I did see something that was paranormal. So at least that's the way that we are. And matrixing, that's something.
That's a big one.
That people see things in windows and everything, and it's because your brain is wired to see faces. That's
absolutely.
So people will pick out faces and say, look, it's this, that, or the other thing. And I'm like, I don't know.
Well, that's I have one of my ghost stories on our Red Bank tour has to do with the Navasink River, and when it freezes, people see faces in the ice. And I always struggle with that one because as much as I want to believe that there's something paranormal going on there, it's probably more the fact that we want to see the faces everywhere.
Yeah.
For those of you guys that are not in the Haunted Happy Hour group,
I hear demon growls.
We have a hellhound in here. Jillian also gives us homework for the Haunted Happy Hour, so we have that to look forward to.
I didn't do homework at school, and I'm not doing it here, Jillian.
Jillian writes book reports for us, so it's good.
The ghost ate my homework. I did it, but I don't know where it is.
I don't know where it is. So I think a lot of people have these very strong conceptions of what paranormal investigation is, mostly from watching TV shows now, right?
Yeah.
And they have all these tools and all these like weird, cool things. What do you guys think of those? Like all the equipment stuff. Do you think it's necessary? Do you think it's
no?
No,
I think it's horseshit.
I think we have most of those tools.
They're coming out with some of those that are kind of ridiculous. I mean, sonar and stuff like that.
I know, it's really crazy.
Yeah.
I wonder how that would work.
Let's not talk about
No,
me either.
Okay.
we have all that stuff. Usually though, we don't use all that stuff. What you really
We're all a bunch of Elizabeths tonight.
I love it.
You got to join the group to find out what that means.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we like to use a notebook and a pencil. That's important. A flashlight, a digital recorder. Yeah, Chanel, you're right. Ghost
Chanel,
hunting.
yeah, Chanel says ghost hunting has become a super big business. I agree.
I think I can remember when we would do investigations and people would have a spirit box, and every time they would say they're hearing words and stuff like that, and all I was ever hearing was, and plus that the white noise is so loud and so annoying that you really can't hear anything else, you know. And but we have one, and we've used it using the S's method. Do you know what that is? Okay, you the person who is listening to the
oh yes,
to the spirit box
has on sound canceling headphones and wears a blindfold. Okay, and then the other person asks questions. And then the person that's blindfolded and listening on noise canceling headphones, they say the words that they hear. And you'd be amazed how many times that it really is pertinent to the questions being asked. So we've done that occasionally. I've been on investigations where we've used a FLIR, and that's really good because then you know whether there's an animal or not.
It helps you at night.
It does. It really does. Because that's what I'm worried about when I'm crawling around in somebody's attic or in their basement is a raccoon jumping out or a rat or something.
Or a possum.
I like to know where they are. Exactly. But other than that, no, I don't think you need to. I don't think you need to have all that equipment. You need a good flashlight. You need a notebook and a pencil and a digital recorder. Because you can hear EVPs. And also we use a lot of IR cameras, and we can let those run all night long.
Yeah, just the static camera.
Just the static cameras. And those are really good too. Sometimes you can see
stuff that moves, you know, the door opens, the ball rolls across the floor, you know, shadow walks through, you know, you can catch stuff. You really can.
I agree. You know, simple things too, like, you know, baby powder, like on tile floors, you could see footsteps and stuff like that. What?
That scares me. I don't know why, but that scares me. I think it's from that movie. What was that? It was in a movie.
Well, it's been done before too, because they took the idea for the movie, like the movie took the idea from an actual
that's an old school. That's the old school way of doing it. We used powder. We didn't use baby powder because you know.
Joe, and I agree with you, and it's back to basics with investigations for myself. Like, you know, if it's a Ouija board, no matter what, it's blood on the board. It's you know, candles. It's scry mirrors for myself. The one technology I do like is the spirit box, and like you guys said, I want to believe in that because it's airwaves. And you know, maybe it's something I just really like and just want to believe in. But the point behind that box is most people who yes, April.
Yes. Yes, April.
Most people.
Sorry, I'm distracting you with comments. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, most people with the spirit box don't understand it, so most people will listen to it, and they'll just hear something within the words of what's like, and they'll hear something come up. But if you have to go to headphones with that, and you have to listen behind the words, so it takes
underneath. Yeah. For me, it's underneath. Yeah.
Yes, it's the underneath is where you'll find your spirit. if it's there and it's real, I want it to be real. I really do, because I love the idea of it. Other than that, I don't like anything else.
We have a story about that.
Really?
Yeah. Clay County. We had, we were doing the Estes. We were at Clay County Courthouse up
In
there
jail.
In Florida here. And we were doing the Estes method. And I had the blindfold and the headphones on. And I'm listening. Joan was listening too.
I was asking questions.
You were asking questions and listening to what I had to say. And then all of a sudden I heard whistling underneath.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like.
Yeah.
What did you hear?
I heard whistling audibly. He
Oh, really?
said,
I heard
he
it.
said, I'm hearing whistling
I'm hearing
now.
whistling.
He said, I'm hearing whistling now. He said that, and then I heard whistling audibly. And I was like, and then he said,
then this is what it sounds like.
I'm hearing
I started
whistling
doing
again.
it. I started copying what it was doing.
And it would whistle back. And I would hear it audibly.
It was very,
It
very
was
strange.
so crazy. That went on for a long time.
What do you think
That
the
was-
whistling is? Like, do you think it's an
Well, a
actual
lot of
whistle?
spirits
Like,
whistle. A lot of spirits whistle. There's been, you know what I've noticed, and I don't know if anyone else has noticed that, is that there are trends that we see spirits all doing the same thing. Like right now, you know what's big is talking over on a show like this, hearing extra voices like we did on yours.
Mhm.
And we did on Ted's one night.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do
And
you think that they're taking advantage of like the technology? Do you think that they're seeing
be.
an opportunity coming in?
yeah.
If that's the case, we're all ghosts, because we talk over each other all the time and don't even realize it.
Yeah. That's true.
I try not to. It's hard because there's a little bit of a delay sometimes.
I know it's hard.
It is hard, but I mean, it's true. I mean, I hear it sometimes like in real time too, and I wonder if it's crosstalk or if I'm picking up something else. But it does unsettle me a little bit. I mean, there's got to be other things out there. There just has to be.
Oh, yeah. In paranormal circles right now, you know, all paranormal investigators, you know, talking to each other and share. People are they're all reporting it. Everyone is hearing it, not just in our group, you know.
This one.
Mm-hmm.
So we have my friend Patrick French, RIP, whistles at his father and brother. Interesting.
Really, that is so interesting because we've come across that a lot.
Natalie.
It's really,
Hi, Natalie. I have multiple homes on my Keyport tour, and one of the homeowners shared with me recently that they've been hearing whistling throughout the house, and neither of the homeowners can whistle.
Yeah, I can't whistle. He can whistle, but
I can't whistle very good.
You did pretty good a minute ago.
Yeah.
Too. But
they,
yeah,
Okay.
that was crazy. That was fun.
Yeah, they say it sounds like a quick whistle, like someone's trying to get their attention.
Oh yeah,
like that. Yep. And neither of them can do it.
A tune.
Yeah, this was more of a melodic
Mm-hmm.
whistle underneath the white noise.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
It was fun.
So I think a lot of people take the spirit box, and as it's scanning through, you know, it picks up clips of words and stuff from radio stations and stuff like that. They hear some words and they put them together and they say, "Oh, this is what it's saying." You know, that's not what you're supposed to be listening to, folks.
Well, I wonder too sometimes how much of it is us wanting to hear something.
Well, yeah, it's just like matrixing.
It is matrixing your ears. Yeah.
When you hear an EVP,
oh yeah,
you should never. What?
Tom said.
What Natalie said, Tom, within the Sorobia Park that he takes care of,
he heard the whistling in the woods.
He also hears his name being called as well.
Yep.
And just wondering what kind of software.
Anyway, sorry, Joan. Go ahead. Go back on what you were saying. My apologies.
I don't remember.
Well, okay, we're gonna do a really quick break because it's already halfway through, and then we'll come back and we'll give you time to jog your memory there. So we'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
I'm going to minimize this for a second.
I can hear you.
Shh.
The Psycho Mantis, coming to you live from Psycho Mantium 13. Join us here throughout the week for all things in audio, visual, and literary content. You can also find us on the World Wide Web at psychomantium13.com. Join Psychomantium 13 and enter the weird.
2021 just got better. Your favorite shows from WLFE DB Radio can now be found on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Yes, we now video stream to both of those platforms. Search for your favorite shows like Where's My Sage, Inside the Drag Closet, Across the Pond, Everything Yet Nothing, Paratalk Radio, Step into the Paranormal, The Creepy Parlor, Just Cindy, and more. Now you won't miss an episode. Remember, follow Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Make sure you subscribe and follow your favorite WLFE DB radio shows. This award-winning thriller has it all. Murder, political intrigue, mob revenge, and a bit of romance. Not to mention strong female and male characters with a storyline that could be tomorrow's headline news. Now for a quick peek into our story. To help solving a nationwide plot involving the assassination of several U.S. senators, the O'Rourke team is called in. To complicate matters, they now have to work against the clock to rescue one of their own. You see, the mob didn't take too kindly to the O'Rourke team's involvement last spring. It seems to have led to the indictment of their boss. Will they succeed? You're listening to WLFE DB Radio. Now, back to our program.
Hi guys, welcome back.
And I've just got to say that wasn't us talking. That was spirits.
The spirits. Calvin, Lisa, Ange. Tom Nally's still here.
I love Tom Nally. We heard you again. They meant that. They meant that.
I can hear you. So, Ange, yeah, we use a Sony software program, and
It came with our recorder.
Yeah.
It's nothing special, but at least we can, as long as we can slow it down, that's the key. If you can slow it down enough, you can usually catch and understand better and hear better.
And then we have a
what's being
program
said.
in our computer too that we use.
Right, that's the one in the computer.
Yeah. Okay. You said it came with the recorder.
It did come with the recorder.
Okay,
it's a
never
software
mind.
for the computer.
Here's an interesting comment from Chanel. A good point. Thinking about the amount of time you're home now, all that energy in one place. So yeah, we're noticing now. You can leave your recorders alone in your own home, empty closet, and you will find out. What do you think of that?
Oh, definitely. And we actually set up our static cameras sometimes to see what's going on in our house. So yeah, we're weird.
Christine, I got to ask everyone here a question real quick. And it's a question that's been on my mind for a couple of years, ever since I seen it on Facebook. And I'd love to see in the comments too. There was a post on Facebook one day where it said, out of 200 people you walk by, how many were ghosts?
Oh. What do you think?
Good question.
Well, did we
I don't
ever
know.
tell you the story about the man that we saw on the bench? I
don't
should
think so.
say, by the way, that we're both sensitives.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
So don't
Some-
say anything to
some-
make us mad.
Yeah,
No.
or sad.
Oh,
That's why everyone could hear us when we went to commercial.
yeah.
So
We can
and-
hear you.
Oh yeah, and I know that you had said, Dom, you have to research. We have someone on our team that does that because I don't want to know anything before we go into a house, because then it's not as easy for me to pick up on what I'm picking up on when I know ahead of time stuff. It's much easier for me to go in cold.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'll repeat. No, the question was, I don't want to mess up your name. I would say, I won't. I'll just repeat the question. I saw a Facebook post one day, and it's been on my mind for a long time. And it said, out of 200 people that you walk by in a day on the streets, how many of them were ghosts? And that's been on my mind a lot, like for years now. I'm like, all right. So you walk by all these people, whether you're in the streets or whatever, and like how many of them were absolutely a ghost, just walking by or standing there?
Mhm.
You know, I don't know. Just something
I've heard
that
the
really
same.
interested me.
I've heard the same comment with serial killers. How many serial killers have you walked past in your life?
Yeah, possibly.
This is interesting from Tom. I don't know if you guys can see that. As Natalie mentioned, I was recording one of my videos looking for an old crypt in the woods. As I was walking, I heard clear as day someone whistle behind me. I expected to turn around and see a dude with an axe or something, but no one was there. No one was around at all. Well, good thing no one was there if you were expecting an axe.
I was actually in a live thing with Tom. Like he was actually live in the Serobia Park. He was doing a live, and then we heard like Tom, and he was like, "Did someone call my name?" And he's like, "No one's there." Like that's a true story. Like you could go back to one of his live videos, and you can hear his name being called, and we're like, "Whoa," you know, like no one's there but Tom, and you could clearly hear it. So I don't know. Wonders of the world, man.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot. Jill's saying, "Where are you walking?" That there are 200 people in a day during Corona times.
I said years back I heard this, Jillian.
Chanel just said something interesting. She said the problem is most likely, there you go, most likely they wouldn't know without being sensitive or an empath. Even being an empath, you don't know, because the story I was going to tell is we walk every morning around 5 o'clock in the morning, and there's a bench in our neighborhood in a field, and there's never anybody sitting there at 5 a.m. And we came around the corner, and there was this guy, all white. He was white. His clothes were white. His hair was white. And his arms were out straight like this, and so were his legs stiff, you know. And we came around, and he was really gaunt, and we came around the corner, and I literally jumped.
Yeah,
Really?
it was startling.
Oh, yeah. And
Didn't expect anyone then.
I was like, good morning. I did not know whether he was an apparition or a person. I still don't know.
I said good morning too. Nothing. And we just kept walking. It was weird. Probably somebody needed help.
You both are empaths, right? Like, is everyone here empath and stuff like that?
Yeah.
All right. So, do you guys get the same thing that I do?
That I am.
Odd animals walk up to you and like hang out, and like in the grocery store, I usually walk down. I usually walk around with my head down because I don't want to interact with people. I want to go in there and get my shit and just get out of the store. But random people literally walk up to me, and I'm like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. But then they're like giving their like life to me, as far as like their life, what's going on, and I'm like, oh my God, sorry to hear that, and things like that. And I'm just like, all right, I gotta go, and things like that. But they want to keep talking. Do you guys get that too, as like empaths? Do they just feel us out?
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be looking at shoes, and this literally happened. I was looking at shoes, and a woman walked up to me and started telling me about her brother who had just committed suicide.
Oh, wow.
Talked to me for like 45 minutes.
But you're really kind and you stay there for 45 minutes.
I do.
I'm like more in Dom's track, and I try to keep away. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
If you see me running like in stores, you understand why I'm like, go get your shit and go, guy.
Well, I'd imagine that you standing there and talking with that woman for 45 minutes made a world of difference to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I may be a little on the empath side, but I'm not very empathetic.
I'm not either, unfortunately. Even though I'd like to be, and I am at times, and most people have called bullshit on my part. Like, you're the nicest guy, Dom, and I'm like, I'm really not.
Did you see that? You have the mark. I have it too.
I know.
Yes, you do.
See?
But it's a gift. It's a gift to be able to help people and to listen to them, I think.
Yep, I think it's part of my calling. I really do. So, I mean, I use protection. I don't know about you guys, but I use protection lots of time when I go to the store and stuff like that, you know, just because I pick up on too much.
Yeah.
I totally understand.
I don't know if you saw Chanel's comment. I do not make eye contact in Walmart.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm right there with her. As a matter of fact, I might not have seen her if I was there.
That's why I look to the floor when I go to stores. Honestly, like I look to the floors. Like I my head's down. I go to the aisles I want. I don't want to make eye contact. If I make eye contact with them, they want to speak to me, and I'm like, no, stop.
But it is. I agree with Joan. It is a calling. You have. It's.
For one, stay 6 foot away for now. You know.
Yeah. Well. Yeah,
well, I haven't been out in a year, so.
It's like, damn it, man. Let me just get my bread and whatever I'm here for.
Curbside pickup, they can't hear you through the window, so
somehow they would find me. Tinted windows wouldn't even work in this with empaths. But anyway, that was just questions and things I was talking about. So
no, it's interesting though. We got Patricia saying that I don't know if I'm considered an empath, but I do see death before it happens. I think that has something to do with it.
I think I got that from her too, because I was able to hug a few friends, literally hug them, and the feeling, little bit. I could have used you last night, my friend Genevieve, and I needed you last night. Where were you? We had a troll.
She was there.
She was. Yeah, she was.
I didn't see her there. A little bit. I'm sorry, I didn't see her there last night. But anyway, I was able to hug a few friends, and when I hugged them tight, I knew I would never see them again. And I never said that to them. And sure enough, they were gone within a few months. It was a crazy, crazy feeling.
I get the thing where someone will pop into my head and I haven't thought about them in a while. And then I'll go and try to find them and find out that they had just recently passed.
Mm-hmm.
Was Ange the one that said she heard somebody walking behind her, but there was no one there?
Yes, I want to get into that a little bit.
Yeah.
We got Ange commenting that she's heard footsteps walking with her in the woods at night. Definitely a biped. When she stopped, it stopped, and this particular experience felt a bit unsettling. No live people were around. What do you think that was? That sounds like a stalker.
A stalker. A ghost stalker.
When I get up to Jersey, I do want to investigate Jillian's house, and I kind of want to do it the old school way. But I want help from Genevieve, Jillian. Everyone's got to kind of put their 2 things into it, because this is the Creepy Parlor. We all talk about this, and everyone's got to do a ghost hunt there. Everyone goes in the house alone.
That's a haunted happy hour rite of passage. You have to go to Jill's house and do an investigation.
A little bit. Oh,
a little bit. Welcome back.
Chanel thanked us for the book that she got after watching our show, and you're welcome,
Oh,
Chanel.
cool.
Yeah,
Very
she
cool.
won. Yeah.
Speaking of books, do you guys have any books that you recommend about ghost hunting and
I know.
paranormal
There's
investigation?
one by
Ted,
Ted Van Zandt.
Yep,
Ted Van Zandt. I got the book. Shit, I ain't got them offhand. But Chanel, I'm wearing your necklace, lady. Thank you for my gifts. Where's Ted's books?
there's no particular books other than Ted's 2 books that I would recommend, Ted's books. But anything that, I would just say go through Amazon and look for different topics because there's books written on all of it.
I don't want to live there, Julian.
Well, Ange, if you thought it was an American Indian spirit, that could be what it was. If that was what you were feeling, then you were probably right.
Chanel says she's got Ted's books.
Where's Ted's books?
And I think that I think one of the great things about Ted's books is that you don't need to buy equipment.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I knew I had them handy. Here are the
Yeah.
books right here.
There you go. Think outside the paranormal box and flashlight, recorder, and comfortable shoes, right?
Yep. Ted Van Zandt right there.
We use balls too. We bring just little balls that we buy like at the dollar store so that the spirit can move that. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you can do like that. If anyone feels like their house is haunted or something, I really recommend talking to the spirit. Lots of times dead people, just want to be recognized, They want to be acknowledged.
You can do flashlights too.
Yeah, you can do flashlights.
I've never tried. I've never actually tried. I want to. I'm curious. All right, so let me ask you this as paranormal investigators.
Yeah.
For someone that hasn't tried a lot of things other than the basics, back to basics, and I am a hard-headed and just like whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to do. What would you recommend me to try on my next investigation?
What do you mean?
Like equipment or something or some kind of Otis, what's happening, my brother? What's something that you would if I'm a newbie, say I'm a newbie, right?
Yeah,
That's
I
what
don't
that's
recommend
the question.
I don't
Really?
recommend any kind of equipment. I mean, like I said, a digital recorder, a flashlight,
Mhm.
and really you can talk to a spirit and say, could you open that door again? Or can you knock on the wall again? Or can you move the ball?
Just talk to them.
Isn't it this?
They're people without bodies.
The old barbershop?
That happens.
Little barbershop, yep.
People do that. I mean, people use that method, sure.
Mm-hmm. Back to basics is what it is. Yep. So, Robin Joan, you and I are on the same page no matter what.
Yeah.
So on that note, do you have any recommendations for how, like any safety protocols, any personal rules that you have about investigations?
Yep. We never do an investigation without being protected. Without, in whatever your belief system is, there is going to be some protection in your belief system. Okay.
Right.
And whatever your belief system calls for, use that. You can bring down a white light. You can, you can pray before you go in. You can
meditate.
We always meditate. We always
Is
meditate.
the meditation more to clear out your head to prepare
That's
yourself?
more to
or
clear
to
out your head. It's not for protection. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
true.
But yeah, I set up a lot of
But if your
walls
head
lots
is
of
clear,
times.
you're going to be able to be more protected, I think.
I think so too, yeah.
I'll have a better base.
But yeah, definitely be protected. And then if you have been communicating with the spirit, we've learned to tell them, do not follow us home.
Yeah, that's important to add at the end of the investigation. Yeah.
It's good to have boundaries.
Yeah.
Good to have boundaries. What about physical safety? We talk a lot about paranormal safety, but what about if you're going into an old structure? Do you have any rules on that?
You dress appropriately for one thing.
Well, not only that, but have enough light. I mean, it doesn't have to be pitch black
No,
to do an investigation.
we have
I mean,
lanterns.
it's
that we
kind of
bring.
silly to bumble around too much in the dark. I mean, yeah, there's some believability to that theory, but you know, if they're going to manifest, they're going to manifest in the daylight too. I mean, people see ghosts in the daylight, so you know.
I really think
Yeah,
the only reason why the shows are at night is because it makes it spookier.
It is spookier at
It
night,
does.
but
Yeah, it
you
makes it
know.
more theatrical.
but safety wise, yeah, we
Go
were
ahead, sorry.
talking. Yeah, that's okay. We were talking safety wise, and if you're going into an old house or an old building and you're not familiar with it, have enough light that you're not going to fall down the stairs or through the floor, you know, or walk into a wall or whatever, you know.
Yeah, and if you're doing an old building, you know, first of all, if you're going investigating on your own, okay, and you just want to
you're a
investigate
newbie.
something, and you need to get permission. I know. You
Sorry.
need to
Yeah,
have
that's an
permission.
important point. Yeah.
I mean, because you don't want to spend the night in jail because you were trespassing. So once you have permission, then if it's an old building and it has lead paint and it's peeling, you need to wear a mask. I know we're all sick of them, but I mean,
Yeah, that's bad stuff.
yeah, you've got to, there's
old
mold in there
insulation,
and stuff
mold.
like that. You need to really make sure that you're protected and that you're not going to fall through wood. And yeah, you got to do all that stuff.
Well, before getting into Otis, Chanel makes a good point right there. So I really want to talk about that real quick. I've seen my aunt. Okay, so there's a certain house that I mess with. Yeah. So during the day,
Chanel.
yeah, during the day, my aunt seen someone going through. She saw someone peering through blinds of a house. No one's in the house. I'm taking care of it, right? So of course, you know, we weaponed up and went in the house and make sure there wasn't nobody in the house and stuff like that. But she knew it was haunted. She goes, there was a 100% a face peering through the blinds, like literally looking at her. She has no reason to lie, no reason to make anything up, things like that. But she saw the thing. And we went in there, cleared the house. You know, we go through every closet, everything, make sure no one's under beds, nothing. And it was just one of those things. But a lot of ghost experience I've had were in daylight itself. A lot of it's, you know, when you watch these ghost hunting shows, everything is at night. What? Ghosts come out at night? No. Ghosts are here all the time. Yeah. You're dead. You're dead. You're a ghost. You're in the realm of it. You're not just recommended at 3 a.m. Like this is just not your cold time, like jail time. It's now your time to exercise. Listen, you're a part of the universe now. You are forever. You know what I'm saying?
No concept of day and night at that point.
Yeah, time. I don't think time has much to do with it anymore. Yeah.
That's where everything gets messed up because you could do a really great ghost hunt in the middle of the day, early morning. You know, when dead time ends, apparently, you could do 7 a.m. all the way to noon and get a great ghost hunt. I've done it.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why I mentioned it. It doesn't need to be at night.
And I noticed some of the shows that are on the networks, you know, they're starting to use lanterns and stuff on in the rooms while they're doing their investigations. And
because
sometimes
it's not safe.
It's not safe. And sometimes they'll turn them off, you know, but you know, they walk around more with lanterns than they did before.
I think maybe. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, if you're watching a show and it's completely dark, you're not going to see anything. Anyway, so
honestly, how can they? In reality, they're in like these. What is it? Infrared or night vision glasses, right? They can't see anything around them. How can they check their environment? They're putting themselves into a safety issue. They're just doing it literally for viewership as far as the show content.
Yeah, it's
you could have lights on the entire time and get the same material.
Yeah.
You know, you don't need all that.
I don't want to fight Otis. I just want to acknowledge his comment where he said best paranormal evidence caught on film was the Gettysburg footage, fight me, and I'm a skeptic.
No, someone could
one's
fight me
fighting.
on this one real quick, where it's like, Genevieve, I'm sorry I cut you off real quick. But when I
That's
said
okay.
I walk in the dark, I only walked in the dark to see the things darker in the night, not to do a ghost investigation, to understand what's around me and then feel the air. Like, I knew the environment. I knew where to walk. I knew the steps to take. I knew everything around me. So I was able to walk the dark and then walk out of the house. I could turn all the lights on and do the same investigation I could do in the dark and get the same results, honestly.
And I think it also sets a precedent for people too, because people see things on TV and they want to go out and do their own ghost hunts and stuff. So
that's
I think
that's how you're supposed to do it. Yeah, and it's just silly. I think that people perhaps experience more hauntings at night in their house because things are quieting down. You're getting ready for bed. You may be in bed, and so you're more apt to notice that. Different noises and stuff like that.
Doors creaking.
But it has nothing to do with it being night.
But not everyone's paranormal investigators either.
That's true. That is true. There's a restaurant in Keyport that's on our ghost tour that it was owned by a previous owner who, it was a nice, quiet, atmospheric sort of place, and they saw activity all the time. It's got a new owner. It's been revamped. It's now like pretty loud and bustling, and their paranormal activity has really decreased. But I don't think it's not there anymore. I think it's just, again, like you're saying, they just don't see it as much because there's so much else going on. So we got.
I'd like to go, Chanel.
Yeah, let's go.
Is that an invitation?
Our graveyard on a hillside in West Virginia. It's 40 graves of soldiers that died fighting their brothers and uncles during the Civil War.
I live about 5 minutes from Confederate graveyard too, which is kind of crazy because it's haunted. But that's an interesting one right there with Calvin. I was living in a trailer.
Yeah, I was living in a trailer one evening. I was settling on the couch watching TV. Someone knocked on the door. When I went to the door, no one was there. The knock came again while I was standing there. I opened the door and said, "If you're friendly, you can come in." A couple of days later, I watched my door unlock and open. You gave the invitation.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Invitation.
Cool story.
It's like inviting a vampire in.
Yeah. You're right. You could get lights and sounds you cannot logically explain. And then if you tell people you have a ghost, see, most people think we're crazy. Like, oh, you guys are nuts. There's, things like that. I don't know. It's just one of those things.
This is the second time that Stormbringer brought this up, I think. How does salt factor in? Can spirits cross salt?
We use it.
Do you use it as a boundary?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've used it successfully. I don't know if it works every time, but it certainly has worked for us. We had a particular, this was when we were in Miami, we had this particular spirit who became more and more aggressive, throwing things like through a laundry basket down the hall and stuff like that. And so finally we said, okay, you're just being annoying now, so you have to leave. And we saged and we used Palo Santo wood too. I really like that too. And
I know.
Then we put the salt. I don't know what's behind it. It's really old school, Otis, and people have talked about it forever, and we've used it. We were told to use it. So we put it around the whole house, around the windows, around the doors, and all that kind of stuff. It's just regular salt too, no kind of special salt. And we had sliding glass doors out to a balcony in our living room and also in our office. And the bottom of our patio, our balcony, was painted dark brown. After we had said you have to go, and we had done all that, and we put the salt around, footsteps appeared in the paint with the paws of a great big dog beside the footbed.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
And the footsteps went out from one sliding glass door and came all the way around to the other sliding glass door. like trying to get back in.
Oh, interesting. So
yeah.
Then everything stopped after that, right?
Yeah, from that particular one.
Chanel, that makes sense from the exorcisms. Yeah.
Pop Chanel's comment up real quick. But we only have like 3 more minutes, guys, so we gotta just wrap it up real quick. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I honestly, when I go on investigations, I don't protect myself. I don't use salt. I don't use nothing, because if it comes with me, like, that means I decided that, like, I proved my point of what I just did. I do not protect myself. I want it to come with me.
Interesting. Otis, no need to be sorry for being a skeptic. There's a lot of people out there that are skeptics. It's
Kenny Biddle, baby.
No, it's good to be a skeptic.
Absolutely. Skeptics challenge the believers, and the believers challenge the skeptics. It's a good synergy. Symbiotic relationship.
Yes, Otis, I do have pictures, and I had it on my phone, and I'm afraid that I think I might have lost them. I've been looking for them, actually.
We'll see if we can find them.
We'll see if we can find them so we can show them to you, Otis. It was really, really amazing. We even brought the manager back to showed the manager and said, have you ever seen anything like this?
Interesting. Well, we do have to wrap it up, guys, because we've got Where's My Sage coming on next, and I believe it's Christy's birthday. Happy birthday, Christy.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. And thank you, everybody, for watching. This was a really fun night. I appreciate it. I love that everybody was here. Definitely, if you're interested in this sort of thing, check us out on Facebook, Haunted Happy Hour. We have a lot of other great things also on WLFE-DB.com. We've got Paranormal View. We've got Variety Unlimited. We have the LGBTQ Friends. So a lot of great stuff on there. Check it out. Really interesting. Definitely like, share, and follow. And also check us out on Psychomantium, Psycho Bunny DC, PBDC TV, Psychomantium 13, BB3 TV. All good stuff. All good things happening. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And we will see you next week. Next week, here on the Creepy Parlor, we've got Soul Sisters. So we've got Christy Sumner coming back.
My friends.
Yes. Very excited about that. So thank you again, guys. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time.
Thanks, Genevieve.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks for coming.
Good night.
Thank you for joining us on the Creepy Parlor. Join us next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern for another fantastic show.